So the setup I use to catch that African pompano, I use for amberjack mostly, or even ripping grouper off bottom. I have a Tsunami 7-foot Trophy Series jigging rod. It's rated for lures 2 to 8 ounces and line 50 to 100 pounds. Why is that important? If you use too light of a weight, the rod doesn't do the right action for the lure or load. If you use too heavy, it changes the performance of your rod. So you really want to do that and stay within that range that it says on your rod. And the reason the line class is important, if you got a reel that has 60 pounds of drag, say, and then you use a 130 pound class line, it might be stronger than the rod and can break your rod. Okay, these rods are pretty good. You just have to watch out, like most graphite high mod rods. If you get a ding in it, it's going to break, and I have had that happen a couple times last year. Then what I got on it also is a Shimano Saragossa 20,000. This reel is solid. I've had it for a couple years, had no trouble with it. You can hammer the drag on it. They're indestructible. You just got to take care of them and do normal maintenance. You can't beat these types of reels. I've had great success with it. I own one 20,000, I own 5 10,000, 2 6,000 series Saragossas. I love them to death. Got 85-pound braid on it, and then I do a Bimini twist in the braid. Why? Because just like in rigging with nylon slings for crane lifts, if you go vertical, it's in the strap can hold 5,000 pounds. If you bend it and make a basket, it doubles it. Same principle, and it gives you a little stretch in your knot. Then I double Uni-knot into the Bimini loop, an 80-pound leader that goes through the guides, and then I put a sliding egg sinker with a clear swivel here to take care of the terminal tackle problem so you don't wear it out. Okay, works really good. Never put this on braid. If you put this on braid, it's going to chafe your line. You're going to lose a fish of a lifetime. Then on this end of the swivel, going down to the hook, I have 80-pound fluorocarbon. Then another key that a lot of people don't do is using a circle hook. Okay, circle hook sets itself. I recommend snelling. This one's double Uni-knot on because it broke in the late evening, and my friend didn't know how to do a snell knot, so I said just tie what knot you know. That's the best knot to tie, the knot you know. So the reason I like this setup here is you can hammer your drag max and forget it. So what you do, you have a line rating that's higher than the drag on your reel, and you put your drag almost hammer tight where you can't go no more. That fish can't get you in the reef as easy. You still gotta lift up on it and bow that rod and get his head turned. Once you do that, back your drag off slightly. Then you don't have to worry about ripping the hook out of his mouth or pulling the hook. A lot of times during a fight, when you have max drag, that makes a big hole in his mouth, wallows it out, and then if you have one mental lapse and you get a little slack and that hook goes down, it comes out that way and you lose the fish. Awesome setup. I highly recommend it. I use it for bottom fishing and jigging, obviously without an egg sinker when jigging. I'm starting to get away from using egg sinker type style Carolina rigs for dropping deep because they helicopter and they get caught up. I use a lot of dropper loop rigs now, or some people call them chicken loop rigs. I use that with a banks weight. But that day, with a structure with high relief and I'm marking fish that I thought was amberjack off the top, it worked out great. And the same concept goes for AJs and African pompano. Very same habits, very same type of structure they like. Same tackle works for both. Hope you enjoy.